sun started to come up, we began to notice scenes like this. And just take a look at here. I mean, you are seeing some of this wall pictures over here. This was actually part of a room on the second floor of this house. This is not the only house dealing with that. There are many, many others around this area. As we come down, I mean, some of the things we are finding is like this little, may have been a child's kitchen. So that may have been a child's room up there. Very scary situation. In fact, I've been talking to the family who lives here, and they tell me that they got a head start on this tornado. They were able to take shelter and be safe from it. Fortunately, no one was hurt here. But this area, I mean, it was hard hit. Unfortunately, 2 people died as a result of this tornado. We have yet to hear the magnitude of this tornado. Of course, the National Weather Service,
Victor, we believe that the storm, the tornado that was on the ground there in Cole, also went through Slaughterville and then made its way into Shawnee. It was on the ground for quite a while. Sometimes when you come into a storm, zone like this so closely after it's happened, it's difficult to get past some of the trees. Was there damage on any of the roads as you tried to make your way into Cole this morning?
Oh yeah, in fact, the main road is still closed because there are still a lot of down power lines, not just over here in Cole, but even in Shawnee. So yeah, I mean, and actually, let's go ahead and pan over here, and you may be able to see some of those down power lines. So people who live here could not get into their driveway because of that. There's even a down transformer, and the authorities have been telling people, treat those as if they are live power lines because it is, you just never know what you may come.
Many folks across these 5 states. We could see some very large hailstones today in Texas. It'll be interesting to see how things unfold in Texas, and we'll have to watch the radar trends very carefully. We can see a thin line of storms already starting to pull together, that is, out in West Texas. And as it starts to approach the 35 corridor, we're going to have more daytime heating. That's going to add to more instability. We definitely have enough in place that if we see some thunderstorms develop ahead of that cold front, they could really pull together some strong updrafts and downdrafts, which would allow for those hailstones to grow in excess of 2 inches in diameter. Look at some of the cities that we're talking about. The Metroplex, San Antonio, Austin, Waco. These are big cities that are included in this threat. So you have some time this morning. Take that time to prepare your property. Bring in the stuff from the front porch, park your car in the garage. All those things are really good to watch out for. So the afternoon time is where we're looking out for the potential of these thunderstorms to develop ahead of the main line. What eventually will happen between 6 and 8 o'clock this evening is that the cold front is going to catch up to whatever storms develop ahead of the cold front. And then it's going to form a very long line of storms that we're tracking from Texas into Arkansas to Missouri. And that will be the focus from 6 p.m. until about 3 o'clock in the morning. And along that line, usually we have larger issues with strong damaging winds. Also, the all-time snowiest winter on record. Weather Command has that next. Much scientists can then learn once you get it off the rocket pad here, off the launch pad, and how can we apply this to future missions to be able to take items and passengers into space. A rocket like this would be able to carry 100 passengers into space. So that would be sort of the test here of what we're going to do. We're going to hold to see if we will get liftoff. And it looks like they're not starting to count down, so we'll be watching here. The Boca Chica location there in Texas, they do have decent weather. They're going to continue to monitor this as we go throughout the morning. Again, we're just a few seconds away from the launch window. They're going to allow until 9:30. We're about 15 seconds away from that. We're currently in a hold to see if this happens. But overall, this is a huge mission for Elon Musk and his attempt to get people into space. The space travel of the future is basically what this blast off would be about. Could be on that. Could be unnatural. The size of this, by the way, so if you put 2 shuttles on top of one another, that's the size of this Starship. To put it in perspective of how massive it is, it's the biggest rocket that we've tried to launch off. But I mean, I love what SpaceX is doing. It's really, really neat. And if you've been following how they started in this whole race and how they went through building the rocket that we've used for Artemis 1, it comes with a lot of failure. And I think that that's an example that's so important for Americans and for young viewers to learn, is that you are going to have some failures to get to these great, awesome heights. It looks like they're going to hold.
One is the booster tank pressurization. Final pressurization was just a little bit long. That's not unusual. We've held it T-minus 40 seconds before to pressurize. That appears to have been resolved. At the same time on the second stage, they're working some final purging. We should know very shortly if that is clear and if we'll continue the countdown.
Sounds like they're not giving up. They're not going to give up here. They definitely want to give out the pad, but they certainly don't want to have an explosion of any sort on the pad, because this would be the launching station for future missions. Elon Musk, of course, he's been teased a bit in the last couple of days because this is April 20th. He has made many references in his career to 420. And of course, he talked not only about the his stock in his company being sold with the 420 mentioned in it, and the 420, of course, referring to sort of the marijuana holiday. And it's been sort of a representation of a little bit of his whimsical personality. You know, as a billionaire, as he comes across, he's done some things that are a little maybe off to the mainstream. But this is
that's how you guys know it's today. That's today. Now, I don't think this is real. I know it's not real. Boca Chica, I'm going to show you where it is. It's like, you're not going to like this. Look, guys, it took off.
The engineering that they have pulled off for this is just tremendous.
This today. It was live today. Today. Marijuana Day, 420. Kimberly Drescher's favorite day.
So, I mean, to see the heights that they have gone to overcome and to continue to produce is incredible. Yeah, literally. You could say heights, and it looks like April 20th. Could be kind of lucky. Now, a different type of marker for this date in history. SpaceX did test flight of a fully integrated Starship and super heavy rocket.
It's live, guys. It's live.
Headed to space. That is the future of what they want this mission to be about.
It's incredible to just see it from this vantage point, too, you know, trying to follow it from a distance as it lifts up, you know, well into the atmosphere.
I'm so happy to see that this is successful, because of course this is a reusable rocket. That's the whole point, you know, and to make space travel more affordable, you gotta be able to be realistic. Yeah, you gotta be able to reuse these parts. So incredible.
Radio Shack, still going. Look at that. Open. I'm gonna go inside and check it out. Anyway, you can see us today. Radio Shack. Don't see these anymore. Oh, it's April 13th. April 13th, 2023. Radio Shack.
They did it to try and belittle me, to try to take away my pride. But I went through the whole system with them. And at the end, I wanted the public to know that I was okay, even though I was hurting.
What happened when they arrested you? What did they do to you?
They were supposed to go in and just check fingerprints and do the whole thing that they do when they take somebody in. They manhandled me very roughly. My shoulder is dislocated, literally. It's hurting me very badly. I'm in pain all the time. See this arm? This is as far as I can reach it. Same with this side over here.
Because of what happened at the police station?
Yeah, at the police station. And what they did to, if you saw what they did to my arms, it was very bad what they did. It was very swollen. I want to say.
But how
You'll see.
We were given this photograph said to be taken after Michael Jackson was released on bail. Jackson says the swelling above his wrist is where the police handcuffed him. How did they do it? I mean, what did they do?
With the handcuffs, the way they tied them too tight behind my back.
Behind your back?
Yeah, and they put it in a certain position, knowing that it's going to hurt and affect my back. Now I can't move. It keeps me from sleeping at night. I can't sleep at night.
And Jackson says there was more.
One time I asked to use the restroom, and they said, sure, it's right around the corner there. Once I went in the restroom, they locked me in there for like 45 minutes. There was doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad. Then one of the policemen came by the window and he made a sarcastic remark. He said, does it smell good enough for you in there? How do you like the smell? Is it good? And I just simply said, it's all right. It's okay. So I just sat there and waited.
For 45 minutes?
Yeah, for 45 minutes, about 45 minutes. And then one cop would come by and say, oh, you'll be out in a second. You'll be out in a second. Then there would be another 10 minutes added on, then another 15 minutes added on. They did this on purpose.
Remember, kids, the next time that somebody tells you the government wouldn't do that, oh, yes, they would.